Okay. Now that I'm out of breath, hello and welcome to the EWI concert. I will scroll back briefly. Everyone is here. Thank you for being here. Of course, there's no intro. It's a very professional concert here. Yeah, no, I was not reading chat at all. I was only reading the sheet music. The side game, blah, blah, blah. There's a program. Yes, you found it. Yeah, all the people in the back, they aren't even playing. Come on. Yeah, strings are hard. This is the easy way to do it. You just play it like a woodwind. It's a good way to go. Hey, Rawman. Hey, Meninius, and Bloody, and Vass, and Jorgen, and Deceptive, and Lab, and Kibble, and Emily, and Toriel. Alright, so, as you have seen in the program, maybe, if you do EWI program, we're playing some songs, starting mostly with Zelda stuff before the intermission. So let's move on now that I've had some time to actually breathe. And also this jacket is unbelievably warm, so I'm actually going to turn my fan up, blowing air into this room before we continue. But okay, good, I do have that actually muted. I can hear it, but I muted it for the stream just in case. Thank you for the bits. Let me get the next song open here and the instrument set. That is done. Here is the song. Just get it sized appropriately for my screen. Breathing is easy, concert is harder. Do I have a blister on my lip already? No. Let me just turn the fan up. You heard bits? Oh, you maybe heard a little bit through the mic. I muted the desktop audio. Oh, shit, no. Yeah, you'd be able to, because that doesn't come through. I think you maybe just heard it through the mic. Maybe? I'm not sure. I thought I had it muted, because I thought that goes through desktop audio. Well, I guess we'll find out. Don't cheer during a concert. That's just rude. But in between songs, that's fine. Alright, so let's get back to it. Heard all the bits. Alright, this is Makar's Awakening from Wind Waker. I might just go right into the next one after this as well. So next up will be Medli's Awakening after Makar's. So I'll mute the mic and let's get going. Cheering during the concert is rude, just like using your cell phone. Exactly. Alright. All right, that is Makar's Awakening, followed by Medli's Awakening. So now the sages are all awakened. On flute. Like, this is a fun song to play on flute. Just like this. Yeah, the samples that come with this thing are pretty solid. It actually is pretty good, all things considered. I am impressed. And I've tried using other samples to hook up to this and stuff, but they don't sound as good as the ones that come built in. You can buy more. I haven't found that necessary though. They've got a pretty wide selection. So yeah, so that was Medli's Awakening again on flute. So let's move on to Mabe Village from I think it was around $200, I think, Canadian, maybe 250. I don't remember. But it's not unreasonably expensive when you think about the cost of an instrument. Plus, you can play it with headphones on, which is difficult for woodwinds. So let's continue on to Mabe Village, as I mentioned just now. Let me get that up here with the appropriate instruments. Mabe Village. This is from Link's Awakening for Game Boy. Ballad. Yeah, the trumpet quality not as good. The cello ones, the string ones are really good. Although you can adjust kind of the strength depending on how much you're blowing through, but it's a little bit dependent on. Sometimes it's hard to, because it will play kind of different noises, like different attack noises, but it's a little bit iffy sometimes. played along the parts that were in range for your ocarina? Alright. I live for the applause. That's me. Okay, so that's Mabe Village. So let's move on to the Ballad of the Windfish. Or the Sky Whale. And this time I'll actually make sure I have this zoomed out so that I can actually see all the music. Because I accidentally had to scroll partway through that one. You may have noticed. Does it respond to tonguing? No. Well, no. I mean, obviously you can use your tongue to cut off airflow. But the tip bends. So you can... Well, that's more for like... embouchure and stuff, but you can bend the tip, which will send different commands. So like I can start a vibrato by bending it a little bit while you're blowing into it. So yeah, so let's move on. Let's move on to Ballad of the Windfish. The only issue here is that a lot of the songs that I picked, they're really short. So I had to make sure I had like a decent number of things. But yeah, so that's the... Put that on your side. It's a little iffy, and I'd annotated some of mine because some of the notes are way above the staff, and on the fly I am really bad at reading those, and I did not annotate this one. I am indeed enjoying myself. So that's one thing I've been doing. Some of the really high notes, at least as long as I know what the starting one is, then I can work it out from there. But when it just suddenly jumps like 3 lines above the staff, I don't know. I'm not good at that. All right, let's move on to The Lost Woods from Ocarina of Time. Once I close that and switch instruments this time because I forgot to do that. All right. I accidentally adjusted my neck strap slightly too slightly too high. How long did I have to practice for the concert? I practiced a couple of times, but honestly, most of these I'd already played enough times to be generally familiar with them, you know? So it wasn't like I didn't need to start from scratch for most of it. So, I mean, obviously I'm not perfect, as you can tell. But so I probably could have practiced more, but you know, I think that's always the case. What's the range? I mean, you've got 1, 2, 3. Is that actually 1, 2, 3, 4? You got 5 octaves down from, down from D, I guess, all the way up to a C, I guess, is as high as a C sharp, I suppose. How long do you have to wet the reed? Till it's ready. But yeah, so it's got a pretty decent range. The only things that it's got little rollers here on the back, so they're electric or like resistive or something. I don't know. So depending on where your finger is between the rollers, determines your octave, and you've got a little metal pad down here to complete the circuit. But all the buttons are just touch sensitive, which is a little annoying. It means you have to fully remove your fingers from them to not play the note, and that can be annoying because that's something I learned very much not to do playing saxophone, like just to let go of the button enough that it's not closing the valve, that your fingers aren't super far away, and it's a little frustrating, but generally it's not too bad. So let's move on to the main theme from Bobble. This is where I ran out of Zelda songs. So let's move on to that. Yeah, but you don't need to like throw your fingers super far away or anything, right? Like, I mean, I guess you don't need to here either, but anyway, let's move on to Bobble. It is indeed almost intermission time. One more song to go. for intermission. Intermission will be, I think, 10 minutes also. That should give everyone time to get drinks, get their snacks from the catering, which you'll find out the back and in your fridge. So, one more before the break. Once I get this zoomed in, because damn, I did not have the last one zoomed in enough. It's a goddamn struggle trying to be able to see all the notes at once. So, yes, I've magicked food into your fridge. Come on. Ice cream sandwich cakes. Alright, so the final song is the Theme of Love from Final Fantasy IV, which I consider basically I don't know, that's like the recurring theme that you hear a lot through the game. So yeah, let's head on to that. Alrighty. Everyone's getting ready for their snacks. Alrighty. That is the last song before the intermission. That was Final Fantasy IV Theme of Love on violin, as noted in the program. Melodies is spanking butts. So yeah, we'll take a 10-minute intermission. It looks like we've... Actually, this half of the thing took... Well, I guess that's about as long as I expected, about half an hour. So that's not bad. So yeah, we'll pop into the intermission, and I'll see you all in about 10 minutes. Alright, we're back. So that was the Fresco theme from Sweet Home, which is a game that I haven't played, but that has some interesting songs, and also I want to play at some point. So that might happen eventually in the future. It's an NES game that was never released in North America, but there's English translation patches, so maybe eventually. But as you know, I have a very long backlog of games, so maybe at some point. And also, I think it's pretty tricky, so we'll see. Maybe. Anyway, we're gonna go kind of weird here, and we're gonna play a song in the Glockenspiel. We're gonna play Memory from Undertale. How zoomed out do I need this to be? That should be plenty. So yeah, this is Memory. So hopefully that audio from that host did not come through, although I suspect it may have. Hey, Erica. And yeah, it's very disconcerting hearing a percussion instrument coming from a wind instrument. More so than the violin and cello sounds in my mind. I find the percussion ones, like the Glockenspiel, are really disconcerting. They're also a little bit more finicky with regards to slightly offhand fingering. You didn't hear anything other than music. Excellent. So that was actually properly blocked. When you heard it before, the bits and stuff, it must have just been coming through my mic. So that's fine. So yeah, that was Memory from Undertale on Glockenspiel by way of mouth. So up next, we're doing a little bit of Kirby here. See if we can get that. Oop, whoop. There we go. So let's move on. Play some Bubbly Clouds from Kirby's Dream Land for NES. I mean, obviously that would theoretically just loop forever. So I just kind of cut it off there at that loop around. So that's Bubbly Clouds. And yeah, that one sounds not bad on clarinet. B flat clarinet, best instrument. Sounds like a lullaby. Alright, what are we doing next? Alright. Moving on. Sing that single clap. The traditional Menenius single clap. Moving on to Muda Kingdom from Super Mario Land for Game Boy, which I still haven't actually played on stream. I've only played Super Mario Land 2. But yeah, this game has some good music too. Played the clarinet for 8 years. Yeah, I figured it was probably something like that. But yeah, so let's get into Muda Kingdom. Can actually unmute this because this way I can add in the rests myself. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I forgot that this one has so many breaks in it. It doesn't sound as good without the do-do-do-do-do-do's. You gotta have those in there, otherwise it just sounds like an incomplete piece. You need the accompanying part. One-man band, exactly. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna need that for the next song too. Anyway, so it's a good thing I did that. So I'm gonna switch up from a muted trumpet because that's what I decided sounded best on that song. We're gonna just move to a regular old trumpet. So we're gonna move to the Gourmet Race from Kirby Superstar, which again I haven't yet played on stream. I mean, obviously I've played that game a lot myself, but this is another one where I got to fill in some blanks. So unmuted it is. Get yourself ready. Fuck, we're gonna start that over because that was bad. It's all of a sudden flats instead of sharps. It's not where it's at. Fuck. Kind of fucked that up a little bit there, but the parts with the bass stuff, you got to do that with your own mouth. Hey, Erica. Alright, that's Gourmet Race. I feel like I've run a race after that. Where are we? Here we are. Oh, right, same. We're still doing trumpets. Melodies doesn't clap. It was awful. So that was Gourmet Race. We're now on to Rainbow Road from Mario Kart 64. Get this zoomed in so I can actually read the notes. The blah blah blahs. Yeah, that's where it's at. Anyway, I'm gonna mute the mic for this one, just because that way you don't get quite as much echo or anything. So I will see you after Rainbow Road. This isn't even my new suit. This is actually my old suit, but because it's more black as opposed to a charcoal, it seemed more formal and more appropriate for this. Yes, Jack should watch the whole thing. It's true. All right, That was Rainbow Road. We're drawn towards the end here. Let's get into the real synthesizer shit. Getting to the Star Maze from 6 Golden Coins. I mean, I said strictly formal. I assume that all of you are in your formal wear at home watching. I went to the effort of catering all of your fridges with food for the intermission, so I mean, I assume you're all dressed up. Only wearing his most fabulous jockstrap. Alright, so yeah, we're getting into some synthesizer stuff here. Busting out the finest, the XT Melodies. That's what I decided was the most appropriate. I'm definitely wearing shoes right now. And definitely wearing dress pants as well. Your dress has cats on it, but it's black and white and fancy. It counts! Alright, let's go to the Star Maze. That's not how I mute that. Sound glitches. It might be the stream. I think this feeds in 44.1 kilohertz. There might be a little bit of clickiness. I noticed that before the stream, but I wasn't able to fix it in time. Also, in theory, I could have repeated that, but it would have been the entire thing again, and I spent too long looking to see if there was a cut partway through, but no, it's actually the whole thing. But, you know, that's fine. I think one playthrough's probably good enough. Yeah, the chirping sound is almost definitely the difference in audio frequency. Yeah, frequency, I guess. Sample frequency. That's what I'm looking for. All right. But yeah, so that was the XT Melodies synthesizer. Some of that, there may have been partly because of may have been partially because that synthesizer had some funny little quirks on the attack and stuff, but it's probably mostly just the difference in whatever it was that I was saying before, you know, that thing, the difference in that. All right, one last song. Where is it? I lost it. It's not in my folder. Here it is. Found it. I lied. It wasn't lost at all. Let's make that bigger. That's what they all said. So this is the ending from Mega Man 3 on Flute. Where is my mute? There it is. Oh, fuck. I said all that before unmuting the mic. So that's it. That was the ending. I forgot to unmute. Let's drop the curtain. Here I go. Here I go. Bye. Did someone say encore? Just give me a second. That's right. Don't tell Jack. It's a top secret. But for real, that's the end now. Hope you guys all had fun with the EWI concert. We'll see. Maybe it'll happen again. Not like Careless Whisper. We'll see. Hey, Binky! So yeah, All-Star. Don't tell Jack. And also, have fun. Goodbye. I found sheet music for Baby Park, but it was way too fucking hard. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Bye.